But the guy I'm really happy for today, yeah, Brandon Marsh hit a ball hard, and he had a really brutal 6-7 weeks there. The guy I'm really happy for, and it's why earlier in the season, Tyler, we had the discussion, where people were calling the Nick Castellanos deal a terrible contract. And we were all kind of like, whoa, let's chill out with horrible contract talk. This is a guy who's played pretty much 162 games, more or less, every year while he's been here. Yes, he had a first 3 months in town, maybe 2.5, whatever it was, that were pretty rough. He also had a 1.5 to 2 month period this year that was pretty rough. But for the most part, furthest thing from a terrible contract. The guy's a stalwart in right field for you. You got it locked down. He doesn't miss time. He gives you what he gives you, and it ends up being the back of his baseball card, more or less. Have his doubles, not maybe taking the leap he thought it would here in this ballpark, sure. But like for the most part, I'm really happy for Nick Castellanos that he has been, one of these steady horses in the Phillies lineup for the last 2 or 3 months, and he's having a hell of a year. And it's why that early season contract disaster talk was a little premature.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about the doubles, right? 2019 was his career high. He hit 58 when he split time between Detroit and he was traded to Chicago. That's insane, right? To have 50 plus doubles.
But yeah, that's not realistic.
Since he's been with the Phillies, his first year, which was a struggle at times, he hit 27. Last year, he was an all-star. He had a really good first half, struggled in the second half a little bit, got hot in the playoffs, and then kind of everybody fell off. He hit 37.
Castellanos.
This year, he's got 26. So in each of his 3 seasons, he's never hit less than 26 doubles. I would anticipate with 30-ish games left to play,
probably going to be around 33, 34.
Got a pretty good chance to get at least to 30. On that in and of itself, I will certainly take. On top of that, you have a guy, we've talked about this plenty, and I've pinpointed this series a ton. Late May, San Francisco, he drops his batting average to 198.
Oof.
He's now hitting 250 on the season. So for a guy who, as you said, hasn't missed a game all year, is one of, I believe, 9 players to have played every game this season so far. It's really, really hard in the second half of your season to raise your average significantly. He's raised his average 52 points from May 28th till August 29th last night. So in 3 months, he's brought his average up 52 points. He's chasing less. He's seeing fastball out of the hand and jumping on it. You talked about the approach thing. I'm a little less excited about it than you are. I want everybody to have some.
That's who he is. He's a himbo.
But if it works for him, it works for him.
Yeah.
Nick Castellanos has been the stalwart of this team when there were struggles when Bryce Harper struggled, when Trea Turner struggled, when Kyle Schwarber struggled, when JT was hurt. Brandon Marsh's struggles, Bryson Stott's struggles. The 2 guys that have been the stalwart consistents for a bulk of the season are Alec Bohm and Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, I think Bohm, you can make the case easily, even though he doesn't have the player of the months that Bryce Harper and Trea Turner and their players of the week awards and all that stuff. I think you can very easily make the case that Alec Bohm is the team MVP this year, at least from an offensive side of things. Zach Wheeler, if you're broadening it to the whole team, certainly gets in that discussion as well. But Alec Bohm has been, as consistent a guy as they've needed this year from start to finish. And Nick Castellanos over these last 3 months has really kind of been that as well. And kudos to him. They're sliding him up and down in the order.